Good afternoon, everyone. Tractor Man 44 here. Today we're gonna mess with tearing something apart instead of building something. But there's a reason for taking it apart. Um, I'm sure you guys been given the opportunity in times past to get an old blower out of a residential furnace or something. You know, a gas furnace or electric furnace, either one. And you know, maybe we're a little intimidated by how you wire it to make it run, because it's got a lot of funny looking wires coming out of it, a lot of all those colors, and a lot of times it's not real evident, you know, to a lot of people how those things wire. Uh, Now, the best ones that you should get, you know, would be out of a gas furnace, because they're going to be 115 volt. The electric furnaces are going to be 220 volt, which, you know, creates a little bit of a problem, but not really much, you know. But it's just preferable to get a 110 volt one out of a gas. This here is about a 20 some odd year old Lennox furnace. It's a non-atmospheric. It has a combustion air fan, which draws a predetermined amount of air, you know, through the combustion chamber to mix with the gas, so it burns a little bit better. The efficiency rating is a little higher than the old atmospheric pressure, but it's got a circuit board and stuff like that. You know, it's no big deal. They very seldom give problems, but when they do, they can be aggravating. But at any rate, we're gonna rip that blower out of there, and I'm gonna show you how undaunting the wiring configuration is on those blowers, and they're pretty much standard on most of the old furnaces. Now you're getting into the new furnaces now, a new breed of furnaces that have all kinds of fancy motors in them that are variable speed and ECM, varying voltage, all kind of silly things. And I'm retired now, so I don't really have to get into those, but these old ones were really pretty simple. And so if you get an opportunity to latch onto one, you probably ought to, because not too long, probably won't be getting very many of them anymore. And this happens to be another one here. It's an entirely different brand. It's got an entirely different circuit board in it, and it has an entirely different motor. But it still has the basic multi-speed 110 volt multi-tap or multi-speed motor, and it's going to wire pretty much the same color code wise. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, these things are standardized. But anyway, you just got to rip all that junk out of there and make sure you save the wires that go to the motor. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some stuff out. You don't have to be too concerned. I'm just going to scrap out this wiring and everything, so I'm just whacking it loose, you know. None of these other parts, well, I'm sure these parts are good, but I don't really care. I'm not going to reuse them or anything. Even that motor up here, that combustion air fan, that's probably a good motor. I'm not going to break those wires out of there. I'm going to save those simply because, yeah, you know, it's a good 110 volt motor. You know, you never know. Might be able to use it somewhere on a little blower or something like that. Like I say, scrapping this stuff out, you don't have to be gentle. Just cut the heck out of things. Just make sure you miss your finger. And pay attention to the important wires, and those important wires are the ones that are coming out of the blower. The rest of it is pretty much inconsequential, unless you're scrapping out something that's for a furnace that's similar to your own, to where you think you might be able to get some parts. Now this here, we got them segregated. These here are the actual blower wires. So let's just get rid of this other stuff. You don't need those plastic plugs on there. Heck, we just cut them things off. Just get them out of the way. Safety switch on the door. Anyway, here's the most important wire. Let's just jerk them off there. These are all relays on that circuit board that'll actually switch from different speeds, different speeds. Essentially, what you've got here is, sorry for the sniveling, is a 3-speed motor. No, I'm sorry, a 4-speed motor. You have common, which is going to be your white. You got black, which is going to be high. Red, which is going to be low. And then you have in between medium high and medium low. Not a nickel's worth of difference between any of them. But at any rate, gotta get this silly thing here out of the way. The control box. Oh man, what a time for my drill to be dead, huh? That's not good. I guess I should have checked that first. That's okay. Somebody really paid good for that. Pay good money for that, because somewhere somebody's got a circuit board that's bad. But you know what? If they were here, I'd give it to them, but they're not here. Now these blower assemblies just fit inside there on a set of rails. I just got to get a little creative sometime and how to figure out how to get them out of there. I've done it upside down and laying on my back. I've done it just about every kind of way there is. This one here is really quite simple. It's got two 3/8 screws. Hold it in. Pretty much drops down from the front. And it slides out just like this. Here's your whole assembly. This guy's pretty gnarly. Check out that filth that's on there. That's supposed to be open to the air, so it'll, you know, cool down your move air across that motor and keep it warm. But at any rate, here's your capacitor. That's all wired. Wiring is all intact inside there. So we're gonna find out if this is a good motor. So I think what I'll do is I'll just start by stripping common, which I know is gonna be the white. And just for the heck of it, let's go to black, which is high speed. Strip that back a little bit. Now bear in mind, do not do what I do. Don't even do what I say. You know, you got electricity hanging out the outside of all those guys there as soon as you put a little power on this. So, you know, if it comes around and touches you, it's going to tickle you. It might just knock the heck out of you, actually. But at any rate, to just field test this and see if it's any good, I'll just take that black and white and see if I can find a little juice inside this extension cord. And if I do, the blower motor should jump and should take off. There you go. Check it out. Okay, so there's high speed. So let's check, make sure low speed works, because you may come up with a multi-speed switch. If you come up with a multi-speed switch, you can change from high to low, or to medium high, or to medium low, whichever you so desire. But at any rate, get that stuck down in there. Again, this is not meant to be a safety video, so please do not attempt this unless you're really comfortable fiddling around with this garbage like I am. There you go. There's low speed. Look how much slower low speed is over high speed. That was full speed on low, and here's, you can actually hear the difference in the blower. So at any rate, there you go, the whole thing in a nutshell. Now all you gotta do is come up with a way of mounting that, you know, put on a set of rollers, a little box or whatever, you know, and put a little protective shield on one side of it so kids or grandkids or animals don't get drawn up into it, you know, because that could really hurt the heck out of somebody. It can take the fingers off a little kid. Heck, matter of fact, it can do pretty much damage to you or me. But there you go. Now we got a good functional 110 volt motor and blower assembly that's ready for somebody's shop. There you go. Mystery solved. Not a big deal, right? Tractor Man 44, and we are out of here. I'm going to tear another one apart.